I'm Emily, a freelance graphic designer living in Cedar Grove, a suburban enclave, where every house looks like it belongs in a home magazine. My cozy bungalow has a wide front porch, my favorite spot to work when the weather's nice. I'd set up a folding table, my laptop, and a cup of coffee basking in the breeze, while designing logos or editing photos. Neighbors would wave as they passed, and kids on bikes would shout hellos. It was my slice of paradise, blending productivity with fresh air. Then came Karen Pritchard, the HOA president, and Cedar Grove's self-proclaimed enforcer of decorum. Karen was a wiry woman in her 50s, with a pinched face and a clipboard she treated like a holy relic. She'd stalk the neighborhood in her navy blue sedan, issuing fines for infractions like unapproved flower pots or a garage door left open too long. My neighbor Raj got slapped with a $200 fine for a cluttered mailbox, a single holiday card taped to it. "She's a walking nightmare," Raj warned. I nodded but didn't think she'd bother me. I was wrong. One June morning, I found a yellow violation notice taped to my porch railing. Cease unauthorized commercial activity. Violation of HOA Code. 15F no business operations in residential areas. My jaw dropped. Commercial activity? I was just working from home, like half the world post-pandemic. I called Karen to clear things up. "Ms. Pritchard, I'm a freelancer. I'm not running a store, just using my laptop on my porch." Her voice was pure venom. "Porches are for leisure. Miss Torres, your workstation is an eyesore and disrupts the neighborhood's aesthetic. Move it inside by tomorrow, or it's a $500 fine." I was livid. My table was neat, my laptop unobtrusive. This wasn't about aesthetics. It was Karen flexing her power. I moved my work inside, but the stuffy house felt like a cage compared to my porch. I missed the sunlight, the birds, the friendly waves. I dug into the HOA bylaws. A 55-page beast of bureaucracy, Code 15F banned commercial enterprises like storefronts or workshops, but my freelance work didn't qualify. It was just me and a laptop. Better yet, I found a loophole. The bylaws allowed personal outdoor structures like gazebos or desks, as long as they met aesthetic and safety standards and were on private property. A plan started brewing. Things escalated fast. A few days later, Karen showed up unannounced, snapping photos of my porch with her phone. "I'm documenting your non-compliance," she sneered, pointing at a coffee mug I'd left out. "That's clutter, $100 fine." I argued it was my property. But she waved her clipboard like a royal decree. "I make the rules. Ms. Torres, learn your place." It was personal now. She wasn't just enforcing bylaws, she was targeting me. Neighbors started gossiping. Raj said Karen had ranted at the last HOA meeting about freeloaders turning Cedar Grove into an office park. Another neighbor, Lena, said Karen had fined her for a yoga mat on her patio. Karen was out of control. Then came the shocker. One night I woke to a loud thud outside. Grabbing a flashlight, I ran to the porch and froze. Someone had dumped a pile of rotting mulch, stinking of decay, right on my porch steps. My folding table was smashed, and red spray paint on my porch floor screamed, "Work inside." My heart raced. I called the police. But with no clear footage from my doorbell camera, they could only take a report. I knew Karen was behind it. The message, the timing, it reeked of her. She'd gone from petty tyrant to vandal, and I was done playing her game. I decided to fight back, but smarter. I'd build a permanent outdoor office on my porch, a small covered desk, a lounge chair, and a lush houseplant setup, all 100% HOA compliant. It would be my workspace, my sanctuary. And a giant screw you to Karen. I called my friend Mike, a contractor, who helped me design a sleek cedar desk anchored to the porch. Topped with a UV-resistant canopy in neutral beige, I added a cushioned lounge chair and a trio of potted ferns, all within the bylaws' height and color restrictions. The setup was gorgeous, professional, and untouchable. Total cost $200 to $800, worth every cent. I didn't stop there. I wanted Karen to choke on her own rules. I submitted a detailed proposal to the HOA board citing Bylaw 18C on personal structures. The board secretary Jamal, who'd been fined by Karen for a gaudy wind chime, approved it with a grin. I ordered a 3-foot-wide sign for the Porch, HOA. Approved outdoor office, work in peace. Below, I listed every bylaw section we'd followed down to the paint code for the canopy. I also tipped off Cedar Grove's community Facebook page, run by Lena, about my new workspace and recent HOA harassment. The post got 200 likes overnight. Installation day was a party. Mike and I set up the desk chair and plants, while neighbors stopped by to cheer. Raj brought coffee, Lena took photos, and even grumpy Mr. Walsh gave a thumbs up. By noon, my porch was a masterpiece. The desk gleamed, the ferns swayed, and the canopy cast a cozy shade. I sat in the lounge chair, laptop open, and felt like I'd reclaimed my life. That's when Karen's sedan rolled by. Her face was a storm cloud. Lips pursed, eyes narrowed. She slammed on the brakes, stared at the sign, and sped off. I knew she'd be back, sure enough. That afternoon, Karen marched up my driveway, clipboard in hand, her voice a high-pitched screech. This is a travesty. She yelled, jabbing a finger at my desk. You're making a mockery of Cedar Grove. I leaned back in my chair, sipping coffee, and smiled. Karen, it's compliant. Jamal approved it. Check the bylaws. I handed her a printed copy of my proposal, complete with Jamal's signature. Her hands shook as she read it, finding no loopholes. The neighbors watching from their yards started clapping. That's when Lena stepped forward, phone in hand, live streaming to the Facebook page. Karen, want to explain the mulch vandalism on Emily's porch or the 18 fines you've issued this year, all to young families? Karen's face went white. That's slander, she spat, but Lena kept going. I've got screenshots of your emails calling Emily's work trashy. Care to comment? The crowd grew 20 neighbors now, some booing. Karen dropped her clipboard and bolted to her sedan, peeling out as Raj yelled, "Nice try, Karen." The setup became a neighborhood legend. Kids called it Miss Emily's cool desk, and parents stopped by to chat while I worked. I added a small chalkboard to the porch railing where kids could draw, fully compliant with temporary art rules. Lena's livestream got 5,000 views, and a local news site picked up the story, HOA president foiled by freelancer's porch office. Karen's fines came under scrutiny, and the board launched an audit. At the next HOA meeting, neighbors pushed through a new rule, loosening restrictions on porch use. Karen didn't attend, rumor had it. She was rethinking her role. Cedar Grove felt different after that. Porches came alive. Raj set up a reading nook, Lena started morning yoga, and Mr. Walsh even put out a rocking chair. My outdoor office was my haven. I'd work under the canopy ferns, rustling kids' chalk art, brightening the railing. Karen's sedan stopped patrolling, and word spread she was moving. One evening, I caught her staring at my sign from across the street, her face a mix of rage and resignation. I raised my coffee mug and called great day to work outside. Karen. She scurried away. Last week, I added a small plaque to my desk, Creativity 1. Karen 0. Neighbors snap photos, calling it the Karen Tamer. Every time I sit at my desk, breeze on my face, I smile. Karen tried to box me in, but I built a better box, one that's mine, compliant and thriving. That's the kind of victory that lasts the end.